Whenever the word trust comes in front of us, what comes to your mind? Yes, relationship is something that generally what we think about. Confidence, yes. Interpersonal relationship, true. Yes, these are the few things that comes to our mind when we talk about or when we think about trust. Yes, trust is primarily about relationships. But is it just that? No, not really. Trust also has an aspect of confidence. So when we look at trust from the perspective of interpersonal relationships or interpersonal interactions, there the relationship comes into picture. But when it comes to oneself, that is when confidence comes into picture. And when it comes to environment, when we have the trust about environment, that is when we look at safety and security. John Bradshaw in his book Homecoming mentions about trust is the basic developmental task. The basic sense of trust is a deep holistic feeling, and it has to evolve from the childhood itself. Trust develops primarily from parents, and then primary and secondary family members, and then one develops trust about oneself. So, if you look at the sequence of the development of trust that comes from parents and then family members, and then it starts developing about oneself. So, it initially it is external and then it starts becoming internal. When we look at trust about oneself, I would like to quote one of the clients of mine who had shared about something that was happening in her life. She called me and said that none of her family members are taking care of her. They're not really bothered about her, and they don't even consider about her presence in the house and so on. And she also shared that she has started losing confidence about herself. When I went on to ask about her other achievements or whatever she has done or her history, that is when I got to know that she has done a lot of research in the academic field. She was a well renowned scholar, and she has done a lot of contribution, and she has created an impact in the lives of her students. So then, where this shame or guilt or lack of confidence is coming from? And when I entered further into her story, that is when I got to know that she had developed it right from her childhood. Trust issues in relationships. I would like to quote about another client of mine who faced a lot of trust issues in her relationships. Her husband was very much insecure about her, and he had to know whereabouts every now and then, and he was expecting her to share live location, and also he would make video calls and she will have to pick it up and show where she is, with whom she is, what she is doing, and so on. So it was becoming a big issue in her life. Even when she was at work, she had to attend his calls. So this is how trust issues creep in relationships. It's not just in personal relationship, but trust issues do come in public life or even work life as well. When it comes to work life, I would like to quote about this leader who has built a very big company from the scratch, but his only problem is he's not able to delegate work to his subordinates. Whenever he has to send a proposal, he will do it by himself. He doesn't believe that others will be able to deliver in the way he delivers, because of which he has overburdened himself with a lot of things, because of which the functioning of the company has got affected. And where this trust issue is coming from, it is coming from the childhood again. Because he is not able to trust others, he is taking everything upon himself. Let us look at the sociological aspect in terms of building trust. Generally, what we do, we end up trusting wealthiers. We also trust the ones who are good looking. If a person is very appealing, if a person is beautiful or handsome, if a person is very well dressed, that is when we think, yes, this person is trustworthy. We also end up trusting people in higher social status. Okay, we have seen how do we develop trust and what are the different levels of trust that we have in our lives. But the question is how to build trust. For that, the simple answer that I have come out with in the form of a formula is the trust itself. T stands for truthfulness. Can you be truthful about whatever is happening in your life? Can you tell it straightforward with other person? R stands for resourceful and responsible. Are you resourceful and at the same time are you responsive to the individuals so that people can develop trust about you? If you are resourceful, then people will certainly think, yes, this person can help me in some or other way. And at the same time, the responsiveness also helps in making people think that yes, this person is able to understand whatever I am going through or whatever is my need. U stands for unshakable or determined. You have to be very, very stable, and you should not be fickle minded. If you have too many thoughts in your mind and you are not able to take any decision, that is when people start doubting your credibility. Sensitive. If you are sensitive to people around you, then they will certainly help, or they will certainly think that yes, this person can be trustworthy. Tranquility and clarity is also very important aspect in building trust. If you are calm, composed, and have clarity of thought, that is when people start trusting you more. That is why I always say you have to build trust by using the formula of trust. Well, we have looked at trust at individual levels and also at organizational levels, but we also need to look at trust at environmental level. And when it comes to the environmental level, it is our responsibility to provide a sense of safety and security to others when they are with us. And it is the responsibility of all of us and not just one individual or other in building trust in the environment. So, why trust is important is the final question that we all need to answer. It helps in building connections among people. It helps in working in groups, and this group work will be more effective and efficient. You develop a sense of belongingness and also a support structure. It also builds confidence in yourself and others as well as in the environment. With this note, I would like to conclude this lecture, and please share your questions on any aspect of trust on the comment box. We would be happy to answer them and look forward for more engagements in the future. Thank you so much.